My name is Dr. Annette Madlock. I earned my Ph.D. at Howard University in Culture and Rhetoric at the School of Communication. I am an independent scholar and a university professor. Honestly, I didn't choose this career path to be a professor, a university professor, tenured, published. My career, it actually chose me. I started in business, doing business work as a manager, and also administratively doing administration. But one day, one of my professors asked me to teach a computer class because then, as I was working and transitioning, I also had a career in IT as a computer programmer, a database administrator for a major organization and for an institution of higher education. And so my professor asked me to teach a computer course. I was like, okay, I could do that. And then it just transitioned from there because part of my work as a project manager and as a computer programmer was working with end users within an organization to find out what their needs were. And on the technical teams that I was on, the guys would say, "Oh, just send Annette. She understands. She knows what they're talking about." Because during this time, most of my coworkers were men. The computer programmers were men, former military, or actually all from overseas in India, and so that was a lot going on there. And so I was the person who would end up going to talk to end users about what they needed, what they wanted, and that's all communication. And so that's actually how I ended up majoring in communications and with a master's, majoring in rhetoric and intercultural communication from Howard University with that PhD. It happened. One of the things with Sister Circle writers is having the ability to meet with my community at different conferences. I'm Black, proud of it, and there are other African Americans, other individuals, my colleagues from various aspects of the African diaspora. And we would meet and see each other at these conferences once a year, and it was like a homecoming. It was like a reunion. We'd get together, we talk about what's going on personally, professionally, what's happening, and then we would always say, well, we need to get together to write. And so after doing that for a few years, I said, you know what? I'm going to organize this. I'm going to create it. So I got my sisters together so we could write. And our first session actually happened on the campus of Southern Connecticut State University, where I was tenured faculty at the time. And I was blessed that my sister scholars took it upon themselves to come and meet and work and talk, and the synergy was it was phenomenal. The main inspiration for my books is personal experience. So when you think about the Pink and the Black Project, and you also think about this book, Health Communication and Breast Cancer Among Black Women, I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor, both at stage 3. And so when I'm writing and I'm going through it, I'm not going through it by myself. I'm also paying attention and listening to other women as they're talking about their journey with their health. And so that's what also inspired this book in health communication. Health communication, communicating women's health, social and cultural norms that influence health decisions. So much of the work that I do is centered around Black women's health, and it's also centered around community. So the latest publications that I have, the most recent is in the American Medical Association Journal of Ethics, where I respond to a case study on Black women's voice in their health care and how they're listened to or not listened to by their doctors and other medical professionals.